Well, hey there, folks. I'm Meteorologist Matt Barrentine. We're taking a look at at what's going on outside. Obviously, a wet day out there here for us across the Gulf Coast. The good news is right now we're not looking at anything severe, but there's definitely some rain around. And in fact, our little area here along the Gulf Coast, we're actually not getting the worst of it. You can see sort of around and about. There's a lot heavier rain in other parts of the deep south. You can see up around Jackson, Mississippi, up around Montgomery, over here up around South Georgia. They're getting some heavy rain, some lightning, and then over towards Louisiana, they're getting some heavy rain and lightning as well. We're getting some fairly light stuff. I got a good little window over here I can see out there. It's wet, but drizzly, kind of yucky, but it's not too bad out there for us this morning. So here's the big overall picture that what we're looking at. We got severe risk zone. We're in that level 2 here for today. We were under a tornado watch earlier that was allowed to drop, so that's always a good sign. We could see some things happen a little bit later, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. But once again, we're in that general slight risk zone here across the Gulf Coast as far as any severe weather is concerned. And kind of break it down by the different things that could happen. The wind risk, we've already seen some damage today in and around Bruton. They had some strong straight line winds go through parts of Bruton, and there's some trees down, some power limbs down, and it looks like some minor structural stuff going on as well to roofs and such in parts of Bruton on Bellevue Avenue. So they've had some issues there due to straight line winds, and you know the risk is there, and that's the big risk here today, is to get some straight line winds out of all this. There's a small risk of hail as well with some of these storms later on today. And then there's also going to continue to be a very small risk of tornadoes. And I wouldn't be surprised if, as we get later in the day, the Storm Prediction Center doesn't sort of dial this back. That's the 5% range of this brown. And then 5%, I know 5% is a small number, but when you're talking about something as serious as a tornado coming nearby, it's significant. It's not every day that we have that. In fact, there's only a handful of days a year where it is. Here's the alerts. Like I said, there's no severe warnings here in our area. There's a tornado watch to the east of us at these yellow boxes. We are under a flash flood watch. That's this green coloring right here. There is a severe thunderstorm warning here up around Laurel, or actually approaching Meridian, Mississippi. So there is some stronger weather here off to the west, and I'll show you that here in a bit, because that's eventually what's going to work its way towards us. Once again, that's sort of the big picture. We got the rain here across much of the deep south here this morning. We're looking here off to the east over around South Georgia. They're getting some of the heavier rain right now. They are under tornado watch over here. So they're watching some of these storms over here near Dothan and Bainbridge, Georgia, working their way here off to the east. And so for anybody that's going to be on I-10, it's going to be kind of a sloppy ride there. This is what the area that we're going to have to continue to watch here as we go through the day. We got some storms up here. In the northern part of Louisiana. We also got some storms back here in the east part of Texas. The actual low that's generating the system is over that way, and that's going to work its way towards us later in the day. So we're going to have to watch out for the possibility of a second round of some stronger storms here later on in the day. So we're getting a bit of a break here at lunchtime. So if you want to run out to lunch, you're not going to have any major issues. The roads are wet, but we're not seeing anything major out there right now. As we get later in the day, I think we'll be okay around the time we're picking up kids from school. It'll be more on to late afternoon, evening, then we'll start to see some of the heavier showers come back in. So once again, here's the closer look. We do have light rain across pretty much the entire area, but it's all pretty light. So light drizzly rain, where it's not actively raining, it's still damp and wet, and that'll continue here through the day. So like I said, we're getting a bit of a lull, a bit of a break, but it doesn't quite fully end here for us. So there's the showers that we're dealing with now. Here's the big setup. We have this stationary boundary here just to our north. We got the low. It's back over towards Dallas, and that's what's going to be tracking eastward here along the whole line and bringing us some heavy rain and eventually some more thunderstorms. So here's the future, guys. This is probably the most important part, so I'll go over it a couple of times to make sure you have time to check it out and look at all of it. So here we are going through the lunchtime hour. I'm going to keep stopping here about every hour or so. Here's one, continuing to see light rain. So like I said, a lull, but the rain doesn't fully go away. We'll continue to have light showers here throughout the afternoon and on into the first part of the evening. So here's 3 o'clock, about the time folks are picking up the kiddos from school. Still going to have some rain around. Looks like more of a moderate rain at that time, but nothing severe. And then as we get late into the afternoon, we'll start seeing some storms popping up. I'm starting to see that here on the Futurecast. And these are the ones we're going to have to watch out for that could possibly get a little bit rowdy. Once again, I don't think we have a very high risk of seeing tornadoes out of those. This would be more gusty winds and heavy rain. That's really going to be a thing as we get to this afternoon. And then as we get later in the afternoon, I'm noticing too with the high resolution modeling, as this whole system moves towards us, it looks like it's going to be weakening a bit. So it's all good news kind of stuff, but it's still going to be pretty wet and sloppy on that commute home for folks driving home today. You can see a pretty good chance of some rain being around. That continues on into about 6. Then we get to the evening hours, and it looks like things quiet down with just some light sprinkles here and there as we go later on into the night. So then some more showers are possible through Thursday morning. All right, so how much rain are we talking about? 1 inch to 2 inches. That's probably going to be about the most of it here for us today. So let's see that from the futurecast here. That takes us through tomorrow afternoon. Like I said, a few more showers to wrap up with tomorrow morning. All in, we're talking 1.5 inches in a lot of spots. So it's that's great news. That'll keep us from having any flooding issues with that kind of amount of rain. We'll still watch the roads. This is certainly possible. We could get a couple localized spots, a couple of heavier showers this afternoon that could cause some issues on the road. But all in all, it looks like sort of a typical rainfall forecast for us. Doesn't look too bad. What does it look like beyond today? Well, like I said, tomorrow morning, still going to be a few showers around that we'll have. That wraps up tomorrow morning. Things will start to improve later in the day. And then really as we head into the weekend looks great. So we've kind of lucked out. These last few weekends have been beautiful. Of course, we had the rain on Lundi Gras on a Monday, right? But that's just the way that things have been working out, that we continue to have the rain early on in the week or in the middle of the week, and then things improve by the weekend. And we're going to continue in that pattern here for this week. So we got an absolutely gorgeous weekend coming up, lots of sunshine, highs in the 60s, lows around 40. And then guess what? We get back in the rain early part of next week. So we're, like I said, in a pattern right now where we continue to see that same thing over and over again. Once again, here is the rain that we are seeing. It is out there. It's going to continue to be out there this afternoon. Most of it fairly light, heavier stuff to the north of us at this point, heavier stuff to the east of us, and heavier stuff to the west. So we're kind of in the middle. We'll still have a severe risk here for today, like I said, but they do update these throughout the day. And of course, they update these and they sort of drop it down, which is a real possibility. We'll let you know, but for now, we'll still be in the slight risk. We still have a wind risk for some of these storms later on this afternoon if they could hold together. We'll still have a hail risk more. The hail risk is more to our west. And then tornado risk once again. I think if we were going to get tornadoes, probably would have been earlier today with some of those storms. So the tornado risk will probably likely be lower as well as we go later into the afternoon. And then as we look at the alerts, once again, we do what we are, continue to be under a flash flood watch. But like I just showed you right now, it looks like we're only going to get about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches out of this altogether. So unless something really changes with that, we'll probably stay away from any serious flooding issues as well. Here's the rain. It's falling pretty good across parts of, north of us, east of us, and west of us. It's raining pretty good. We're kind of in the middle, just sort of getting some drizzly stuff and not getting the heaviest of the rain. So we'll continue to deal with this here throughout the afternoon and on into the evening hours. We'll continue to have some rain. Like I said, we should expect some heavier rain late this afternoon and the early part of the evening. Then things will start to wind down after that. So we'll continue watching it for you, letting you know if we start to see anything major starting to poke up. The main thing is we'll have to watch over here towards Texas and Louisiana to see how all this evolves. Right now, like I said, here's the Futurecast model. It's not showing anything too significant here through the day. And then as we get to the late afternoon, this is when the back edge of all that slides through. And we'll have to watch out for an isolated storm or two trying to get a little bit stronger late in the afternoon, right around the 4 to 6 o'clock hours. If we're going to get another strong storm, that would be most likely the time. So once we get past about 6, things begin to quiet down. So that's definitely what someone will be keeping an eye on for you. Of course, we'll be here at Fox 10 News all throughout the day. Certainly want to check in on Fox 10 on Fox 10 TV at 4 and 5 here with Jason. We'll be here and we'll be giving you full updates and all this, letting you know exactly how that evening commute is, see how those storms are evolving, how they're popping up. We'll give you all those details, letting you know everything you need to know as we head off into the evening. Once again, I'm meteorologist Matt Barrentine here on Fox 10 News Now. We'll continue watching all this for you, this showers and activity here throughout the day. More rain to come, that is for sure. 1.5 inches, 2 inches is certainly a good possibility out there. And after that, looks like it's going to be a few more showers around for your Thursday morning, clearing up for the end of the week, looking absolutely gorgeous Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. with comfortable temperatures, and then another round Monday and Tuesday. Once again, here's a look at the radar.